Hey guys, Loot Wizard here with another video on Gems of War, and I wanted to share one of the really fun Doomskull teams that I've been using in PvP recently. And it is a team that uses the Crossbow Doom weapon, which is pretty powerful by itself, but when you combine it with Glaycion, it is actually really powerful and really good. Also, the Sunspear class is what we're going to be using, and I will go over my team setup here. So, in the top spot, I have Glaycion. Glaycion reduces damage from skulls by 65%, which is great. And then it's transforming yellow to blue gems, and then it transforms red gems to Doomskulls, and it freezes the strongest enemy. And I have the Possessed King in the second spot simply for the explode 2 random gems on 4 or 5 matches, because we will be getting a lot of those 4 and 5 matches with this setup, and that will ensure that there's a lot of mana generation going on. Also, it will fill up pretty quickly, so like if you need to get out of a sticky situation, you can cast the Possessed King, and there is a 20% chance that it will transform one of those enemies. So that can help you out in a tough spot. The third spot, I have the Crossbow weapon, which deals, when fully upgraded to the 10, it deals 30 damage to all enemies, plus 1 per tempering level. So I will be doing 40 damage to all enemies, as long as they're not submerged, with this weapon before the skull damage takes its effect. Then it will transform blue gems to Doomskulls. Now, the cool thing about this setup is that the Glaycion is going to be transforming yellow gems to blue, and the Crossbow is going to be transforming blue gems to Doomskulls. So that's why these two go together really well. Now, in the last spot, I have the Glaycion, which starts at full mana, and it will transform green gems to purple and enchant the strongest ally. And this is mainly used for early mana generation for Glaycion. The purple is very important for getting that up there. That's why I am using a banner, which is double purple and 1 red. Now, what's important about the Sunspear class, if we go in here, and I do recommend, it has the best results with the Sunspear class if you do have it up to at least level 70, simply because of the Firebringer talent, which allows a bonus to red mana. So that is great. But this Sunspear class will still work even if you're at the base level with this setup, as long as you have this right here unlocked, this trait, the final one here of the 3, which is create a firestorm at the start of every turn. So a firestorm is going to mean that there's more red gems coming down on the board, and that will fill up not only the weapon here, the crossbow weapon, it'll fill that up pretty quickly, but it will also give us lots of red gems on the board to use Glaycion and transform those red gems into Doomskulls. And since, when Doomskulls collide, they're going to explode. So when you have a lot of explosions going on the board, plus we have the Possessed King, which is also exploding 2 random gems, you're going to have a bunch of more red gems fall down as that explosion takes place, and your crossbow will fill up almost immediately, and there will be some blue gems left on the board, and you'll be able to cast that and get some more Doomskulls going. So that's pretty much the details about how this team works, and I'm just going to go through a few battles with it here just to show you guys how it works in action. Now, the first thing you want to look for is the 4 or 5 matches, or if you have enough green that matches up with purple because of Glaycion. Now, we don't really have any green matching up with purple, so I'm just going to go ahead and take a purple. And we do have a 3 here, so I'm just going to cast Glaycion, because the good thing about casting it early on is that you're going to enchant the strongest ally, which will be my hero class. So we'll go ahead and enchant that early on, and every turn that it takes, we're going to be getting more and more mana for it. And as you can see here with this firestorm going on, we already have a 4 match here with these red gems, and Glaycion is already full. So that's, go ahead and cast that. And you can see with the Possessed King here, all these exploding 2 random gems is going on. And it's really filling up everything. So now I have the choice of using Glaycion again. But we don't really have any red gems really matching skulls here. We do have 1 blue here, but it's not enough to give us an extra turn, and we're going to create quite a few other Doomskull matches for the enemy. So we'll go ahead and skip that for now and just select a gem. And let's see. You know, and it's a time like this where you might be able to you might want to just cast your Possessed King to see if that transforms anything. Let's see. We do have a 4 match here now with the blue. We can cast this. And it's over. So as long as you have the right matches there, it goes by pretty quick. Now the other great thing about the Sunspear class is, that I forgot to mention, is in its talents, it has Root Trap at level 10 here, which will entangle the first enemy at the start of the battle. So until they get free of that entangle, you really don't have to worry about skull damage going to your Glaycion. Now, this is one of those King Gobtruffle teams. He's got Mountain Crusher, Forest Troll. Once that thing gets going, I'll never get a turn to play, so this might go either way. If I get the upper hand first, then I'll win. But if it gets momentum going with that mana, then I could be in trouble. And of course, we don't have green matching up with purple, which is going to slow me down. So I guess we'll just take red, because there are some blue here that we could transform if we get that weapon up quick enough. And let's see here. We still don't have enough purple to match that up, but that's alright. We got Glaycion up already. And with all that red coming down, we do have a 4 match of red. We're going to go ahead and get that. And yeah, we do have some blue here. We don't have any 4 matches, but we do have a 3 match here. We got a 3 match there and 3 match here. I'm going to go ahead and cast this. We'll get that troll out of the way. And we have a couple of skull matches here. We'll give him a poke. And we have lots of green here with the purple. So let's go ahead and cast Graveseer. And that gets our Glaycion up. We have a 4 match here with the red. And now we got more skull matches. He's almost dead. And we do have this nice 4 match here with blue to take him out. But the spell damage actually will kill him before the skulls. But he didn't stand a chance. So, yeah, this team is powerful enough to take care of these Gobtruffle teams that you face here in PvP. It's just a matter of you have to really get your team going first. Here's another one. This one will probably be harder simply because it doesn't just rely on the Gobtruffle. It also relies on another Doom weapon here, as well as the Miraji Queen, which is going to give the Gobtruffle half mana starting. But let's see if we can beat it. If there's enough green to transform, and we do. We have a lot of green right here, so this is going to be probably a win for me for sure, because I'll be able to transform this, fill up that Glaycion right away. And yeah, we remember it's going to transform yellow to blue, so we have an extra turn right here, even though I'm only going to have a 3 connect with the red here and a 3 connect here. But let's go ahead and cast Glaycion, because we'll have that extra turn, and we did a significant amount of damage there. We took out that first troop. Glaycion is up again, but we don't have any red matching it. However, we do have a 3 match here of blue, plus we will be doing a lot of spell damage. And plus that will explode, which will shift the board around a little bit. So let's go ahead and cast our crossbow. And yeah, now we got all this red. Look at how much red we have. He doesn't stand a chance. And see, there's a lot of blue right here along with this skull. If we did have our crossbow weapon up, that would have been perfect. However, we don't. And I think I'm just going to take this and poke him a little bit there. And then, yay, we got all of this red right here. This is going to be perfect. Boom. Yeah, he didn't stand a chance. So, yeah, this team is like really powerful. It wins for me about probably 85-90% of the matches that I play. There's a few of them where just right from the beginning I just don't have enough mana to get my team going, and they just take control of what's going on. Like this team right here would be really difficult to beat. We got this boss killing monster here, Zola Golth, which is a definite lethal kill, and that creates all these skulls. And I get a lot of these in PvP for some reason. Maybe it's just because I'm a high level. And this weapon here is just really hard to fight against because it gains so much armor and life every time it casts itself. But yeah, just for kicks and giggles, let's go ahead and play against it, see what happens. I could get destroyed like right away, or you know, I could win. We'll see. Now we do have this, and I could do that, but we do have green and purple here, and we do have some green and purple here. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and cast Graveseer because it will also enchant my hero. And we do not really have, other than like this red, let's go ahead and see what we can do. I wanted to get rid of that hero class, even though Zalguth is going to be more dangerous. And then, with my luck, he's going to destroy my crossbow. Nope. But, well, he did destroy my crossbow. So I don't stand a chance now. So at this point, I'm just going to retreat. You know, not many troops can actually really beat that thing once it gets powered up. Just destroys everything. And yeah, I like, that's one of the things I like about including the Possessed King is you got the 2 random gems get exploded, like you just saw there. And that really does help for mana generation. Now, this is going to be pretty easy because it's just fire bombs and lots of blue and red here. And every time you cast these, it's like they fill themselves up again. It's pretty amazing. And this is going to be the end of him. Alright, so I think you guys get the idea of what this team does, how it works. So I'm going to go in and show you a couple of possibilities that you could replace the Possessed King with. It's the only troop in here that I think you can replace, and it'll still work pretty good. So I would suggest a troop that still takes blue, because that's the only color that isn't represented if you replace the Possessed King. And you don't want red mana to block your doomed crossbow. So I would say that you want a troop that has blue. And you could choose something like another mana generator like this troop here. Or Aquaticus has a little bit of an explosion after it does its spell for exploding blue gems. But I'm not sure quite how good those would work. I haven't tried that. The Great King may work pretty well too, but it does share 2 of the same colors with Glaycion. The Behemoth might work because it also destroys 12 gems when you cast it, and it is immune to quite a few status effects, and it gains 10 life on 4 or 5 matches. So since we have so many 4 or 5 matches going on with the Firestorm and with all the different skulls connecting, you might actually find that the Behemoth will gain quite a bit of life if you put it in there. Emperor Corvash would probably work pretty good too, because that is going to do true damage, stun them, and drain their mana. And stun is going to be a really good thing for skull damage, because you might have a troop on the enemy team that has a certain reduction or a high reduction of skull damage, and if you stun them, then it will remove that while they're stunned, and it'll allow Glaycion to do the full skull damage potential. So there are certain troops that probably are going to do better in that spot in place of the Possessed King, and you could probably play around with it a little bit. I haven't used too many troops other than that. I'm just pointing out a few that might be good. The Queen Isabel here might work there too. It won't generate too much mana other than when you cast it, because it does give 3 to 8 mana to all allies other than itself, and it will be doing whatever ally you choose attack to an enemy, plus it will give 18 attack and armor, so that might be a good replacement as well there. Of course, you could probably put the Mirage Queen in there. It converts all green gems to Doomskulls. It probably won't do much for you though in this setup, simply because we have a lot of red mana going on and blue mana. So for there to be a lot of green to match up, that probably wouldn't work as great with this team. Plus you have the red, which would be blocking Doom Crossbow. You'd have to move that up and put the Mirage Queen below that. But another troop that might actually work pretty good is the web spinner. I have not tried this yet, but this might be an interesting thing to do, is put the web spinner here, because that won't block Glaycion's mana, and web spinner does this triple skull damage to poisoned and webbed enemies. It'll afflict web when doing skull damage, so it'll do an incredible amount of damage. It just doesn't have any skull damage reduction, so it's going to die pretty quick when you get some skulls on the board that are going to be used against you. So those are just a few ideas of some troops that you can put in there to replace the Possessed King. But I think the Possessed King, like if you have it and you have it fully traded, that is going to be the troop that I suggest first to put in there. So, alright guys, that's it for this video here on this team, and hopefully you find this team to be fun and you enjoy it and you win a lot of PvP battles with it. And thanks for watching as always, guys, and if you like this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing to my channel for more videos like this, and later.